gospel, folk,
No, no, no,
secular.
no,
Okay.
no, no, no. I think that's where we get it wrong.
Okay.
Starting in the choir doesn't mean that I starting the choir and moving into secular music doesn't mean that I left gospel for. You're in the
Secular.
choir because you love to sing for God.
Okay.
You are doing secular music because it's your line of action, it's your business part. You understand? It's not as if I'm still in that same church I started with, I'm sure I'll still be in the choir. But the church I'm with now, I'm not in the choir. You understand? So it's two different things. It's though it's the same person, but at the end of the day, it's just two different things that can't be mixed and managed together.
Okay, I like to quote one of the leading gospel artists, more like a veteran, in person of Samuel Okposo. He did make a statement one of the days I was speaking with him, and he said that it looks like the gospel artists are not as appreciated as a secular artist. It looks like when you call a concert and you bring in the likes of Davido and Wizkid, you pay them heavier than when you bring in maybe a heavyweight gospel artist. So I'd like you both to tell me your own opinion. Do you think that gospel artists are not, they're not there yet, they're not well appreciated, and why aren't they appreciated?
Okay, I think that people would pay for value, first of all.
Okay.
So I think it depends on how you package and you present yourself. Like my MD, Dr. Tim Godfrey, I've seen him do a lot of things that people pay for, and they pay heavily for it. One of it is the fearless, which we do. So I believe that presentation matters. The way we execute our content, the way we go about presenting it also matters. That is what the secular guys are known for. They go all out to do anything they want to do. They go all out to present. They go all out to have like a great show, which I think is one of the things that the gospel artists have not really started doing.
Maybe because they want to do, most of their shows are free.
Aside, I know that most of the shows are free, which is also one of the things that we suffer as gospel artists. But I believe that if you set your mind to do something, you go all out to do it. Most of the secular artists that I know, they also don't have the resources, but they are all very determined to get it. And once they are determined, I believe that once you are determined to get something, you will go all out to get it and you will achieve it.
Okay, with that at the background of your mind, would you now suggest, or do you buy the idea of gospel shows being paid for, like buying tickets and paying for to attend the gospel show?
Well, I think it depends on the organizer, first off. But from my own little experience, when it comes to gospel artists and gospel music and the likes, I feel that gospel artists are always well appreciated.
Really?
That's my view. That's my view. One. Then besides that, my friend used to say something. He says, "Church, you know they owe," because you get gospel shows. Is the agreement you have talked on, you are working with. But at the other end, sometimes it's a different ball game entirely. Sometimes things just change, people switch up and all of that. But for gospel, whatever agreement that was, whatever quotes that you started with is what you end with. Because don't forget that the person you are dealing with, the organizer or whoever you are dealing with, would always have it at the back of his or her mind that, hey, this is for God in quotes. So he or she will not want to compromise. But the secular music is more like the streets, and on the street anything can happen. Just expect anything.
So invariably, sometimes you're saying that they might not live up to their own end of the bargain.
Yes, it can happen. It happens most of it, or even all the time.
Okay, let's
basically.
fast forward. The last time you were here, during the Yuletide period, you were involved in the One Lagos Fiesta.
Yes.
After that, what's been happening with you?
Yeah, well, after One Lagos Fiesta, I unveiled my label before One Lagos Fiesta. Then after One Lagos Fiesta, it's been a whole lot of, homework. You know, it's a new label now. It's my own label, which I just pushed out, ATM Empire Entertainment, and it's workload for me. I think we have done a couple of jobs in the studio. I have Shilekun, which is unreleased, produced by Just a Bit and mixed and mastered by Indomix. It's unreleased. And I also have Street is Strict, which I featured Gabriela Falai on G Fresh. That's been recorded in the past, but we are trying to rebrand it, like make it a new sound. You know, you can't compare the sound from the past to the present sound now. So we're trying to make like a remake. It was produced by Shifo that produces for Nice and Green and Co. So we're working on that. And besides that too, I have Malomzi featuring me, which is coming out pretty soon. Then besides that, we dropped Booty Bounce by Peter Dogley featuring me too. I think that was dropped on January 31st. So besides that, it's been a whole lot of underground work. Okay. So like in preparation, you know, like it's a new brand now. you're coming out fully, and you have to be able to be dropping contents like back to back, and not just contents, like contents that are
Good content.
good contents, exactly.
Okay, can we just stay with you? Okay, let's hear about you. What's been happening to you?
I got signed to Rocks Nation sometime last year, and prior to that time, I was independent. I was recording, producing, and I'm also a producer. So I've been I was working on my content before I got signed, and then I had to pause for a while because I had to learn, relearn, unlearn a lot of things because it's a new platform. So I'm set to release an album now on the 24th of March. I have a couple of singles out under the label, and so it's just the album and album concert that we're set to have on the 24th of
I
March.
mean, to talk about the concert, I saw that you had a couple of faces showing up. Does it mean that you collaborated with them? Are we having such? I saw Nusa and the likes. Are they part of the album as well?
No,
Okay.
not exactly. Nosa is someone that has been somewhat like a mentor. I love his sound. I love Onos. I call her the Oil Mama. I have a song called Oil, you know, and so people started calling Onos Oil Mama. That's how I just fell in love with her. So the other guys, SMJ, IBK, and Blessing, they are my label mates, which is why we're having them on the show.
All right, enough talk for now. Let's hear and get to feel both of them. Let's take some songs from The Emperor and, of course, OkeySokay. We'll be right back to discuss some more with them. To join us again. All right, welcome back. Today seems to be a very wonderful day. I trust you enjoyed those songs that we brought to you back to back. First up was The Emperor there with I'm a Sinner, and of course OkeySokay with Emailer. Guys, those songs were really wonderful.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to ask the inspiration behind these songs. Let's go with you first.
Oh, okay. I'm a Sinner is a controversial song to start with.
I always say that.
It's a controversial song to start with, but it makes more fun when there's controversies to a particular content or particular song. You gain activities and impressions and all of that. But what actually inspired I'm a Sinner is the fact that a lot of people are sinners. We're all sinners, but people don't want to accept the fact that we are sinners. So I'm like, you see, it's beginning. So I'm like, I'm a sinner, you are a sinner, we're all sinners.
Emperor, I'll never agree with you on that one.
So basically, I believe that in my own point of view, I'm somebody who tries to be realistic in what I do, what I say. I believe that at every point in our life, one way or the other, we just fall into sin. Maybe it's 2 o'clock, for instance, and you say it's 1 minute past 2.
Maybe your ritual is not working well or something.
That's a lie, bro. That's a lie, and that makes you a sinner.
But it's the truth. Mine can be saying 12:05, and yours is saying 12:07.
Okay.
So you didn't really like consciously.
Okay. So I just feel that one way or the other, little things that we don't even pay attention to are actually sins that people don't even. A lot of people even commit sins and just package it and make it look like like what you said
like
now.
A norm,
like exactly.
It's the right thing, the normal thing to do.
So, but if you want to look at it in depth, if you want to look at it the way God will look at it,
yes.
we're all sinners.
I'm going to come back to it because it looks like it's most of you, these artists, that's packaging it that way. Let's talk about your own inspiration. What inspired it?
All right, there are 2 stories behind it. The first one is looking at where I'm coming from. Sometime last year, I was ill. After a couple of tests and all of that, they said it was cancer and all of that. But all of a sudden, at the final stage, before the surgery, they said it had gone. So it was something that I was very grateful for. And then whilst writing the song, I also remembered an aunt of mine. She got married for a while, like 9 years. That was why I had to put in the story in the video. Okay. She got married for like 9 years. She's a lovely woman, very lovely, and you would expect that these are the kinds of people that once they get married, they will just put to bed and all of that. But she had to wait for 9 years, and at the end of the 9 years, it just happened, and God bless her with twins. Wow. So after all the waiting period, and also from my own end, looking at all the things that I had been through, the pain, the struggle, the hustling, and everything, and where I am today, I just have nothing but thank you to say to God. So
Wow.
in
She got
Mila,
double
it is.
for all her
That's cute.
troubles.
Yes.
That's a
Okay,
good one.
I want to rephrase, maybe like, let's talk about what you just said about people packaging sin.
Okay.
And then Justin said it almost looks like a norm.
Okay.
And these days we see what's up on social media.
Yes,
and I
ladies
remember,
believing that even the hair they have on as the real hair. They can
well,
imagine
like
what
seriously,
lies
Justin,
they
that's
believe.
not what enhancing is different from skinny. So now I like us
Okay.
take it from the angle where you artists are the ones who model. Because something happened, I went to visit my sister and her son just
Okay.
kept on saying something, oh man, and it's just 3+. And I'm like, who taught you, oh man? And my sister said he's been watching a particular cartoon where a particular character keeps saying, oh man.
Okay.
Now, that's to say how influential you people are
Yes.
to your viewers,
Yes.
and to your fans.
Yes.
Now, saying that some of these lies, like you said, that are packaged
Yes.
is basically from you people they see as role models.
Okay.
Do you not think that you are actually the people that's supposed to start correcting this? When I mean lies, you know what we see on Instagram? We see small girl, big God. We see a whole lot. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So now, looking at what you said about sin and how they package sin and make it look like a norm, do you not think that you artists are the ones that to address this? You celebrities, you're the ones that people look up to. Do you not think that probably this started with you people and should be addressed by you people?
Okay, yes. Well, I feel that's a very vital point you just made. But I always want to call attention to something, which is the fact that the emperor is I. Categorizing artists together or celebrities together is we.
Okay.
I believe that I stands for I, like me personally. I know what I do. I know how I relate to my audience, and I know things I put out there and things I do not put out there. Now, I'll be held responsible, held liable for whatever I put out there. And whoever is responsible, you would always be very, very careful with whatever you put out there, because you always think that this thing can always come back in ways you don't expect. And that is the reason why some of us have been able to shy away or do away with scandals, do away with a whole lot of things like that can cause this or that here and there. You understand? So for the brother emperor, well, I don't know. I feel to the little of my ability, we are trying not to put out such sins out there. As you can see, the music video, I'm a Sinner. I'm sure you barely see. Though when we get to that point, there are sometimes that it's entertainment, it's secular music, like you said.
Yeah.
There's sometimes that you have to just go away from the norm. If not, you fade out. Eventually, you have to just intentionally do some things intentionally.
Okay. I get you, but let me talk to Okay now.
Okay.
Let me just paraphrase something what Uche said in another way.
Okay.
You know, you guys are there and in the forefront and the eyes from everyone, and people look up to you.
Yes.
You know, most times what we see on social media, what most people see on social media, is that they make artists, celebrities, they make life seem as if
It's beautiful.
it's so beautiful. There are no dull moments. Life is just very easy. And most times they don't ever tell the truth, the challenges, sometimes the hard knocks. And a lot of people just want to see that celebrities live this life. I mean, they go through this
Luxurious
almost
life,
perfect
yes.
life, you know, and they tend to feel that life should just be like that, you know, and that is how they should be living. How do you begin to address this? How do you begin to change the narrative where, you know, you can reach out to people for them to understand that life indeed is sweet, is good, will be perfect, but there are some hard knocks that you might go through sometimes in life.
Okay, let me just add to what he said, and just before I come to that. When you ask the question, something dropped in my mind. Charity begins at home. All right, so if someone picks up a bad habit over time, I'm sure that because everything starts from a thought. Your external influence would just add or hasten what you have in mind. That is why before you go after a mentor, you would think about it before going after the person.
Okay.
So we as celebrities only enhance or try to help people become what they want to be,
Okay.
what they've thought about. So from what I said, charity begins at home. What do they think of? That would now make them go to look for these particular celebrities on social media to help them build what they have in mind. Now to your question, as influencers that we are, I think that it is high time that we started telling these young folks or these new artists or our fans the truth. You know, we let them know how life is, because a lot of us go through a lot of struggles. This morning I was reading something where someone said you want to get to the top, but you don't know. Do you know that the top is either hot or cold? By the time you get to the top, you become very lonely and you might probably die of cold. Now, what it means is that by the time you see us and you admire us, but you don't know what we're going through. You might probably see us in the sky and you think that, oh, this guy is doing very well. Now, person we should know where he pain him. So I think that it's high time that we as influencers begin to let these folks know that it is not easy to get to this point. We also go through stress. I was writing down something that I was saying this. It's probably one of the things I was going to post very soon. I'll tell people that we also we get broke sometimes. We forget that sometimes we look good. We try to make people believe that everything is going on well, but we have issues. We have family issues. We have pains that we go through. And sometimes as a person, I also try to make my posts real as possible. You know, the other day I had my son fall down and I was scared. I had to write it on more. My son fell down and it was a really serious issue, you know, and then I started getting people saying, no, sorry, and all of that. And some
people could relate with.
Yes, you know, so I think that it's high time that we started letting people know that we are also human beings. We're not
all right, guys, we'll take a break right now. We still have Impro and OkeySokay with us here in the studios. Let's take entertainment, gist, and some musical that will come. I'll find out what they still have planned for this season. Easter is around the corner. Let's see what they have up their sleeves. Entertainment news is up next, and some musicals as well. Welcome back. We trust you enjoyed that one there from David Gabriel. Over today, money don't come. Speaking of money coming, this Easter season. So, what do you guys have planned up this the next period?
I have, like I said earlier, I have my album launch stroke concert on the 24th of March, which is just about 2 Sundays away. Yeah, so I'll be releasing an album and then I'll be having a massive concert. Massive concert.
I like the word massive.
Emphasis on massive. Okay, the Impro, what's happening? Any performances this season?
Yeah, well, a lot of upcoming projects. I think for next week, we have this Winnie House project that's coming up, whereby people are supposed to, use 100 naira or so, or thereabouts, to text. Then eventually they're picking just one winner for a house in Egbeda Access, basically. So I think besides that, there are a lot of other jobs that I really don't want to talk about until they are close, like on the tip. You understand? And basically not letting the cat out of the bag until it's time. But like I said, it's for the brand, for the new label, 80 Million Entertainment, it's all work, new music. Then a lot of artists that are trying to come around the record label. So you know, when you launch a record label, you have a lot of new faces that come around that either wants to get signed or likes. But like I always say, I've always said, the record label is strictly run by me, financed by me, owned by me. So for now, we're not putting up any artists, but we are collaborating with artists. We are the little advice, the little assistance we could render ourselves and all of that, basically. So that's it. Then for new projects, we are just trying to look at the market. You know, there was a time it was Shaku Shaku, then they moved to, I don't know what's the new dance now. So we're trying to study, to know what to drop. So you don't go and drop blues and it's reggae that is, and you're like, and your blues is just somewhere. so that's it. That's it for me.
Okay, but let's have your social media handle.
All right. For me, it's at DAEMPEROR01 at the Emperor01 on Twitter, on Instagram, Snapchat, everywhere. The Twitter is verified. Then my website is www.theemperor.com. That's www.daemperor.com.
Okay. How about you?
Okay, so my social media handles are same OkeySokay at OkeySokay, OkeySokay, YouTube OkeySokay official.
Okay, I see. Justin.
Okay, JJKD.
Like seriously?
Okay. I was where we're going with that.
I was going to say, since we're just a few weeks to Easter, I mean, he's having a concert. You may want to attend.
You want me to go? You want me to do my own concert?
You said?
I should go for I should organize another concert.
I'm not saying you organize a concert. I said attend his concert, go and unwind,
Okay,
have a
fine.
good weekend.
I will.
Okay.
I will. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. We did appreciate it.
so
Thank you
much
for
for having us.
elaborating, lecturing us. Like you said, learn, unlearn, relearn.
Relearn. That's a
Thank
good one.
you. All right, that's the size of the show. We'll be back on Monday, same time when we get serious. I know Justin can't wait to hit weekend. Unfortunately, it's just 48 hours and we're back on Monday. Make sure you make the date with us. We'll be here again. I am Uche Onyekuruche. Have a wonderful weekend.
And I'm Justin Akadonye. I sure am going to have a wonderful weekend. I trust you too, so we'll see you on Monday, 10 a.m. sharp. Bye for now.